excited to get going with this plan. Kind of getting into it deep today with our Tuesday prep. Really good football team. This is obviously the two best teams in this division at this point, and we get the opportunity to lock up Saturday night in Boston and kind of settle it on the field. So this is the way it ought to be. Championship week for us. Obviously, we have a chance to clinch the division. You work all year to get to this point, and now you're 4 quarters away from achieving one of our main goals each and every year. So really proud of our team for putting themselves in this position. But we got a huge challenge, man. Boston College is a really tough, hard-nosed, very well-coached football team that I think has had a heck of a year. And you know, especially up there at home, this will be a major challenge for us. So we're excited about it, looking forward to it. Offensively for them, everything starts up front, big, strong, physical. This team is built like us as far as they know who they are, just like we know who we are, and there's a lot of veteran leadership and a lot of veteran experience on both sides of the ball. So we're kind of mirror images of each other in that way. I think very prideful groups, us and them, but their style is a little different, you know, and as far as how they go about doing things. You're going to see a lot of 12 and 13 personnel, so 2 and 3 tight ends in the ball game, and the quarterback is an outstanding player, very good football player. You know, Dylan is a 245-pound back, and then 23 behind him is a heck of a player. I mean, these guys have all made big plays. 89, ironically, Swinney is his name. He's the best we've seen. He is a really, really talented player. Leads them in receptions. Got a couple good wideouts on the outside, 9 and 6. 6 got behind us last year, beat Trayvon deep down the sideline. So just a very well-coordinated offense. Stress you big time with all their action game, the boots, the swap boots, the pop passes, the nakeds. You know, they do an excellent job from top to bottom on this offensive side. And then defensively, it's the same old Boston College. You look at our game last year; it was 7-7 in the 4th quarter, and we popped a couple big plays on them, and we're able to kind of get control of the game. But every yard is a tough, dirty yard against BC. I mean, they make you earn everything. Very well positioned. Same thing. Very well coordinated on the defensive side. Really big and stout inside at D tackle. The 2 ends, 11 is right there at the top of the country in sacks. Number 2 is an All-American. They've done a nice job recruiting, especially on the back 7. I think that's where they've improved the most since I've been kind of competing against BC. They've always been really stout and good in the front 7. But the back group, their safeties and their corners, athletic guys that can cover, guys that can run, and they ask them to cover. They'll mix up their coverages and play some zone, play a lot of man. But the same thing, I think they're very well coordinated as far as how they game plan week in and week out to attack what you do best. So big challenge. Sound in the kicking game. Again, one of the better returners we've seen. I think he's averaging 11 or 12 yards a return. So this is what championship football is all about. You turn on the tape and you go, well, that's why they are where they are. They're a really good team. You turn on our tape and look at us and you go, oh, well, that's why we're where we are. So this is what it's all about. Bless you. And we get an opportunity to get after it Saturday night and see if we can find a way to win it.
Coach, you won your first game there 10 years ago. Yep. Always special memories for you when you go up to Chestnut Hill? Yeah,
almost to the date. I mean, it was November 1st was that first win, and so not too far past that, and it is always special memories. And it was an unbelievable moment. And every time I go up there, I think about that for sure. So hopefully we can find a way to celebrate in that locker room one more time. Definitely got some good memories.
Coach, everybody talks about A.J. Dillon, and rightfully so, but at number 23 you mentioned he had a pretty big game up in Blacksburg.
He did. He popped a big, split zone right up the middle on him, and was a big play. He's also really good in the passing game. They do a nice job of involving him. He's electric. He's a different type of runner. He's not as big. He's just over 200 pounds, but he's a very, very good player. And then Dillon is just, he's 245 pounds. That guy can move. He's a load. A lot of people bounce off of him, so you got to do a good job of swarming and getting more than one person there, and you better wrap up and try to tackle through his legs.
You held him to just 57 yards last year on 18 carries. Is that just a testament to Christian and Dexter and how much they can eat up blocks in the middle? Yeah,
we played well last year against these guys. We didn't play great offensively. We turned the ball over. We had terrible field position. We got backed up a couple times, and then we turned it over and put our defense in really bad field position a couple times. But defensively, we played pretty well. They popped a few plays on us, but I thought our guys did a nice job of tackling for the most part. And we didn't tackle great at safety. We got to tackle better at safety. But it's a mindset. It's like playing Georgia Tech. There's like a Georgia Tech mindset, and there's a BC mindset that it's just a certain style of play, and if you're not ready for that, they'll embarrass you.
There's a lot of film out with Dillon playing and then with him on the sidelines, and obviously with his health in question. Do you have any changes that you foresee if he doesn't play as opposed to if he does play in terms of how you plan to defend them?
No, he'll play, but no different than last year. They're going to play multiple guys, and he played well in Blacksburg last week. He had some nice plays, some tough yards, and he does some of the stuff that may not go wow, but he's pounding people. He is a sledgehammer in there, so I don't doubt that he'll be ready to go, but they're going to do what they do regardless of who's back there.
You've gone out of your way to effusively play the last couple of teams that have come in here that you beat in lopsided fashion. How does your model prevent complacency, your model of preparation prevent complacency when you get a team like Boston College that does have high-quality players coming in?
We just do what we always do. We don't prepare any different. We really don't. It's not. There's the same Monday practice that we had against Georgia Southern yesterday. We don't do anything any different. We try to create consistency in our preparation. We don't do anything different as coaches. Our schedule's not different. We just go about our business and put our plan together with a daily routine, and just try to make that game the biggest game of the year every week. We really do that. I know a lot of people say, well, that's coach speak. Well, it's coach speak because that's what you got to do to be successful and be consistent. So we work really hard at that, and then we learn from it. If you win or you lose, you don't get too high, you don't get too low. You don't. Fans are really high or really low, and we don't do that. We just stay focused on the task at hand, and our guys have really bought into that. But just the consistency in our preparation. So this is the biggest game of the year because it's the one we're playing. It just so happens after this one, if you win, they're gonna hand you a trophy. So that's pretty cool. But last week was this isn't any bigger than last week. If we hadn't won that one, then this one they don't hand you a trophy. So they're all big. They're all big, and that's the mindset that we bring to it every single week. And I'm proud of our team. I think this team, the focus and the leadership of this team has been pretty special because we've played a couple teams the last couple weeks that records, aren't very good. But our guys have shown up, and they've played to a standard, and they take pride in their performance. And so that's a really good quality to this team.
Dabo, the special teams unit for Boston College, scored a couple touchdowns on block punts. I think Levy, 23, is the guy that scored those touchdowns. They seem to be really active in that area. Have you guys seen a lot of tape on their special teams units and what you?
Oh yeah. They blocked the punt against NC State for a touchdown. Kind of got them back in the game. It was NC State was up on them early, and then that was a huge play to get them back in. Had a chance to win that game. Missed a few plays. And Purdue had a great plan against them, and but yeah, I mean their returners are good, kickers good. I mean they come after it. I mean we've got to be really disciplined, especially with our punt protection team, because they've got a couple of schematic things that can cause some problems if you're not locked into what you're doing and fundamentally sound and doing the things the way. Because if you take something for granted, they're going to hurt you because they will come after it.
A lot of teams out there run tempo, but is BC unique in that they do it with like 9 tight ends?
yeah. You don't see many teams that play a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. That's just who they are. It's what they believe in. But then they'll get in empty. They'll formationally they'll do a lot of similar stuff. They've just got some different personnel that they do it with, but they know what they're doing. They're very committed to who they are, and again, it's well coordinated. They're not just calling plays. I mean, everything is intentional and purposeful, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes a trick play, and you got it. Just they do. You have to